The House calls upon the government whip, Mr. Jadon Medel, here.
Good evening, everybody here in the house. Now, first, I would like to refute their points. Now, you refuted that the Gen Sec and the Honor Sec already have unity. But what we are actually saying that they can have more unity just by destroying these boundaries between them. That's what you basically said. Establish unity. You didn't say more unity. What we are saying that yes, we have unity, but why not make it more? Why not let unity be greater in that batch? Now, in the second point, about the friend thing, they can, yes, I know they can be friends, but there are also other people who are not that easy to make relationships with, who are not really that open. For example, like me, I am not really open to new people that I don't really know. So I need to be in a certain condition, like maybe in a class, to make me more open to them, so that I can share with them and I can be friends with them. And about the college system, you said that college system would actually bring down the students because there is a greater influence of the Gen Sec in the honors class. Now, in that percentage, if we look at Philippines, let's look at the colleges here. They actually follow our legislation of having no boundaries. No honors class, no Gen Sec. But are their grades really affected? No. Others still graduate, others do not graduate. Well, maybe because they're not doing their best. It's just for the student to utilize their opportunities which are given to them. And that's why we are giving them this opportunity. Now next, the titles. Now, the students need titles to be here in Corpus Christi, to be a great student. An honor student, actually a student doesn't need titles. Why does a student go to school? He wants to learn. Does he need titles to learn? No, not really, no. Those are just rewards. School is actually for education, not for titles. And titles just only make competitive atmosphere. Yes, they do. Sit down, I'm not yet done, sorry. They can be already competitive even without titles just by their grades, because their grades by their tests are announced in the class. And their relationships, I want to establish this, because you said their relationships would be destroyed if you ask the honors class if you want your relationships to be destroyed from first year to fourth year or to third year. That doesn't actually fully apply. Does that really mean that if you transfer to a Gen Sec, your relationships with your friends from the honors class would really get destroyed? No. Heck, Kiko is still friends with us. That didn't destroy our relationship. It's still the same. Plus, when he moved to a Gen Sec, which is actually, he should be, for me, he's also good for an honors student. His relationships with other students actually became greater. He had more relationships. Therefore, if a student had more relationships in a batch, their unity would grow stronger. Then, here, in her rebuttal, she said that there is no proof of those misconceptions. We are in a parliamentary debate. We are not actually supposed to ask for those proofs. We are just supposed to prove our points, maybe using examples or experiences. No proofs are needed to prove those. So that is not really supposed to be considered as a rebuttal. That is a bad rebuttal. Sorry for that. Now, I would like to re-establish our points, okay? Now, Miss Corcino said that nothing would really change in their education if we abolish honors classes. Now, let us look at this. Why are students here in school? For them to learn. Now, would being in the honors class and in the Gen Sec really change your level of attainment? Well, I'd say it would be no. They have the same lessons, they have the same activities. Well, why not mash them up together? They would have the same opportunities and chances. And, well, yeah, that one. Nothing would really change in their level of attainment. And in Mr. Mordeno's point, we can establish more unity. More. Underline more. Okay? More unity in the batch. Now, what he was trying to say that these misconceptions exist. They actually exist, may not exist, but they are really possible psychologically for a person to exist. These misconceptions can actually divide people. Yeah, divide people. Like in the honors class and in the Gen Sec. Gen Sec would say, I won't go near to that person because that person might just say that I'm really dumb and I don't really like being dumb. So without that boundary, without that boundary, they actually will have more unity because that misconception will be destroyed. I mean, imagine in the class that person is so smart. Yes, but since we are now in the same class, I can now ask him questions because we are of the same level, more opportunities, and everyone is more open to share more knowledge and open. And yes, that is all I want to say.
Speaker spoke for 7 minutes and 15 seconds.
5 seconds. 5 seconds and 5 seconds.
I don't want to be. No.
This house calls upon the opposition with Mr. James Salva. Here.
Good evening, people in the house. I am the opposition whip, and I would like to first signpost myself. I would first refute the points of each of the members of the government side, and then I would like to defend our side from the whip, and of course, third point, we establish our points. First, to go straight to the refutations. The Prime Minister said that there would be education, the same education, same teachers, same everything for the students, because they would be in one class, no honor sections. That is what they are trying to push through. But they are saying that titles are useless, and they are saying that titles have no purpose they're just titles, they're just prestige. But no, we disagree on this, because first of all, a title a student has, for example, first honor, this is deserved by the student. This is not just for display, this is just not given to anyone, this is deserved by the student. He worked hard to get an honor. He worked hard to win a contest. And that is why titles are not to be discarded from the students. And also, they apply the college style of schooling, meaning there would be one class mixed in everyone. And I would like to give an example that this scenario would be bad because this example would state that in the honor section, people would try to do their best and cooperate to do a certain performance task, for example, so that everyone will get a high grade. But in the Gen Sec, they might do the opposite, and no one would do anything. No one would have the initiative. Therefore, this would not be a good idea because some people might be pulled down by grade subjects. For example, Mr. Corpus with his P60, he did all the work in his proposal because his teammates did help him. And yes. And now I'd like to move on with the points of the DPM. Now, the DPM said that there would be more unity in the batch. I would like to tackle many things here. First of all, more unity in the batch means that we would have more friends and less walls and boundaries with each of the sections. But first of all, we could have just events. There would be more events like cheering, intramurals, more clubs, and other events to strengthen the bonds of people in the honor section and in the general sections, which is, yes. And also, it might be when there are people, he said that it will be more united, meaning there will be more friends with each other in the batch or in the classroom. But this is not always the case, ladies and gentlemen, because not all people can make friends that easily. Not all people could become into the superstar or could know everyone already in the answer. For example, introverts, for example, would have a hard time in fitting in. This might result in having no social life for a long time, and also this might even weaken the bonds between a barkada that has been stuck in the same section for a couple of years already. So it will not always be a good case to have several people that do not know each other in the same room. And also, I would like to point out that we would like to defend ourselves from the whip. So the whip said some college students graduate. Those who don't, it's their fault because they did not try hard. First of all, Mr. Whip, it is the same in the honor section. Some people go to the honor sections, some people go to the general sections. Some people go to the general sections. Why? Because they didn't study hard. It's the same thing with those people who don't graduate. They don't graduate because they didn't do well, because they didn't strive hard. That is from their own consequence of their own actions. It is still the same here. People who are in the Gen Sec people in the on-sec rather would have more lessons because they have more willingness to learn, and they have more willingness to graduate and to have a lot of awards and to excel in life. And also he said that an example, he said that the general section won't go the honor section because he will say, oh, he's very dumb. No, that's a fallacy, ladies and gentlemen, because the status quo, it's the opposite actually. We, as a part of the honors students, I am constantly being pushed around and being messed with the Gen Sec people because, you know, they think we're weird and stuff, but which is actually true, but I don't care. It's actually the opposite. And now I'd like to reestablish our points. Our LO said that if we should not abolish the honor section, then we should stay with status quo. Then it will give determination to general section in the students in the Gen Sec. Because if the Gen Sec students would not be contented and they're always being pulled down with their low grades and low prestige and low everything, they would not have honor or something like that to drive them, then it's not very nice for them that they will stay like that if they have greater ambitions in life. It would help them go to honor section so they would drive themselves to go to honor sections, because the honor sections, this is where most of the participants in contest would be gotten from. This would be where the honor where he could get honor in the medals in graduation of the stage. And also, I'd like to move on to the points of my DL. A competitive atmosphere is established when there are no there's an honor section, because if there's honor section, then they try to get valedictorian or salutatorian more, and they pressure themselves and they strive more and they excel more. That's it. Just that one.
0 seconds.
Speakers spoke for 7 minutes and 25.
Yes.